Hi, welcome back to the course on mechanical measurements. I am Nilambika N from the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. I'll be discussing a unit 2, the transducers and strain gauges. So this is session number 6. So before we'll go to the 6th session, we'll see the things, we'll go through whatever we have seen in the session 5. So in the session 5, first thing we saw is what is strain. So strain is nothing but how much an object is stretched or how much it is deformed. Okay. How does the strain occur in an object? So when a force is applied on an object, so either it will expand or it will contract. If a tensile force is applied, it will get stretched. If a compressive force is applied, it is deformed. Okay. So this is nothing but a strain. Next we saw what are strain gauges. So and measurement of strain. So strain gauges are the devices which are used to measure a deformation in an object. So strain gauge, how we measured is nothing but a strain gauge. We have, it is of single wire. So with this two, which is wounded back and forth, that at the two ends it is connected to the object where strain is to be measured. Strain is measured. So whenever the object stretched or force is applied on the object stretches, along with that this strain wire also gets stretched. So then the resistivity of the wire changes, then the resistivity will be taken to measure the strain. The next we saw the purpose of strain gauges. What are the purpose of strain gauges? The first thing, the strain gauges first purpose is to determine the state of a strain at an existing point on a loaded member. Then we are going to measure the stress at that point. And the second purpose was it acts as a strain sensitive transducer. So to measure the force, acceleration, tension on the object. The next we saw the metals used in making of strain gauges. The number one was constantan, nichrome, platinum tungsten, copper nichrome, modified nickel chrome, iron nickel chrome. So these were some of the some of the making materials in strain gauges. The next we saw the classification of strain gauges. The strain gauges are classified as mechanical strain gauge, optical strain gauge, photoelastic strain gauge, rosette gauges, etc. The next we saw the selection factors which are considered for the selection of strain gauge. Number one, it should have high sensitivity, it should have high electrical stability, it should have high yield point, it should have low temperature sensitivity, it should have low hysteresis, it should have good workability, it should have good weldability, it should have good corrosion resistant. These were some of the factors which are considered for the selection of strain gauges. And the next we saw some of the sample questions from this session. Right? So today we are going to discuss the first thing is one of the type of strain gauge is mechanical strain gauge. And the next we shall go the mechanical strain gauge, that is a Barry type mechanical strain gauge. The next we shall see some of the advantages of Barry type mechanical strain gauge. And the next we shall see disadvantages of Barry type mechanical strain gauge. The next we shall see some of the application of Barrett type mechanical strain gauge. The next we shall see some of the sample questions from this session that may be asked in end examination. Then we'll go through the summary of this session. Whatever we are doing, let us summarize whatever we are going to learn. And the next we'll be giving one assignment to you. Then we shall conclude with MCQs. So I'll be giving some multiple choice questions to you. You need to write down the answer. I want everybody want to involve in this session. So let's start with the first topic of today's is mechanical strain gauge. So as the name itself indicates here, a mechanical means is used to measure a strain in the mechanical strain gauge. Okay, it is also known as extensometer. So it is also known as mechanical strain gauge. One more name, it is also known as Barrett type strain gauge. So it is used to measure static or gradually varying load conditions. And it is used to determine the length changes in different parts of structure. So because of the force applied, there will be change in the length. So that change in the length is measured through this mechanical strain gauge. So the figure shows is a Barrett type mechanical strain gauge. So it consists of below you can see the specimen whose strain is to be measured. Okay, this is a specimen where we are acting a tensile force to it. Now here on the specimen, two gauge points are seated. So one gauge point, another gauge point. So one gauge point is fixed and this another gauge point is connected to a magnifying lever which gives input to the dial indicator. Okay, this is pivoted here, right? So this point connected to the, here we have magnifying lever. So that magnifying will give the result to the dial indicator. Then we are going to receive the reading how much displacement took place on the specimen. Okay. Now it is fixed, it is movable. So whenever a force is applied, tensile force is applied, what is happening? You can see there would be change in this point will move either this side. So when it moves, what is happening? We are having magnifying lever here. So this magnifying lever will magnify the reading. So how much displacement happen at this point? So that will be shown in the dial indicator. If it is of 1 centimeter, you are getting reading here. If it is of 2 centimeter, that would be getting reader. So we could see the change in length. Strain is nothing but change in length by original length. Then we can get the reading. So directly we are getting the reading in mechanical means. So here mechanical means is here pivoted and it is having a magnifying lever. So mechanical means is we are using to measure the strain. So once again I want to explain this. Here we are having a specimen whose strain we are going to measure. So then we are applying a tensile force to it. We are having two gauge points. Okay, this gauge point is fixed. This gauge point is connected to a magnifying lever. So this magnifying lever will give the input to the dial indicator. So if I apply force, what is happening? We can see this movement. This side, obviously this side. So it will move. As this moves, there would be a magnifying lever will magnify the reading by how much it is moved. So that will be shown in the dial indicator. So directly we are going to get the reading, how much display by the displacement we are measuring the strain here. So as I said, this type of strain gauge involves mechanical means for magnification. It consists of two gauge points which is seated at the specimen whose strain is to be measured. One is fixed while the second point is connected to magnifying lever, which in turn gives input to the dial indicator. Here the work of the lever is to magnify the displacement and is indicated on the dial indicator. This displacement, how much it has displayed, how much length is increased, that displacement is used to calculate the strain value. I hope you understood this working principle. It is simple. Among all this Berry type mechanical strain gauge is the simplest one. Now we shall see some of the advantages of Berry type mechanical strain gauge. Number 1, it has self-contained magnification system. So you can see the magnifying lever, it is already installed in the Berry type mechanical strain gauge. It doesn't need any extra thing to read out the readings, magnifying or amplifying. So it is already self-installed inside only. The second one is no auxiliary equipment, no extra support equipment is needed here, as in case of electrical strain gauge. So in electrical strain gauge we are using like CPU or any other to keep the readings. So here no extra support device we are using here, no extra equipment we are not using. There is no need for us to use. It is suited for static conditions. The next is it is compared to the other strain gauges. This is simple in construction and application. Application also is very easy. It is very simple, and the construction is also a simple one. So these are 4 advantages of Berry type. Number 1, it is self-contained magnification. Magnification system is already inside the Berry type mechanical strain gauge. And the second is it doesn't need any extra support equipment, as in case of electrical strain gauge, and it is best suited for static test. And the last is it is simple in construction and application. The next we shall see some of the disadvantages or limitations of Berry type mechanical strain gauge. Number 1, it has high inertia. It has high force, resistance for the force, any physical object. The next, it is not suitable for dynamic measurements. As I already said, it is in advantages, it is suitable for static tests, but it is not suitable for dynamic measurements, because once a displacement happens, we are going to get reading. If suddenly it happens, it takes time. So here we can give only the static measurements, but it has slow response. Instantly we are not, at the same time we are not going to get the output. It takes little time, so it is of slow response. This is one of the disadvantages of Berry type mechanical strain gauge. Next one is no method is incorporated to record automatically. Okay, after the reading, pointer moves only will come to know how much is the reading. Till then there is no such records inside the mechanical strain gauge. So they are not incorporated any automatic device to record the readings. So we have to take the reading, again we have to check we have to take another specimen, again we have to check, so again we have to take the reading. So before the next reading comes, the old reading will be erased. Okay, it will be gone. So no method is incorporated to record automatically. Next, but one of the major disadvantages of this mechanical strain gauge is it requires more surface area on the specimen for the measurement, because the whole thing, mechanical strain gauge only we are sitting on the specimen. It occupies the whole specimen surface itself for the measurement. This is one of the drawback, I can say, disadvantages of mechanical strain gauge. So we have 5 types. The one is first one, it has high inertia and it is not at all suitable for dynamic measurements, and I have said it has a slow response. Instant reading we cannot get it in mechanical. And the next is they have not get any automatic record of the readings. So the readings are manually taken. No method is incorporated to record automatically. And the last major disadvantage is major surface area is required on the specimen for measurement. Okay, I hope you understood the disadvantages. Next, application. The application of Berry type is, it is maximum it is used in structural application in civil engineering for long gauge lengths up to 200 mm. So civil engineering like dams, tunnels, in constructions we are using bridges, tunnels, we are using this strain gauges. So whenever there is change in the bridges, if it is of overload, overweight is happening in the bridges, this strain gauges will give the warning so that they can go and correct. Even if you take the railways monitoring, railway rails usually in summer it expands and contracts, so we are using, there would be changes in the length, changes in the structure of the rails, so we are keeping the strain gauges in order to measure the stress at that point, so that if it gives the warning so that we can go and correct it. We shall see some of the sample questions from this session. They can ask you with a neat sketch, explain Berry type mechanical strain gauge. The next they can ask you is, list the advantages and disadvantages of mechanical strain gauge. So let's go through the things whatever we have learned. First we saw the mechanical strain gauge. So what is mechanical strain gauge? Mechanical strain gauge is also known as Berry type strain gauge or extensometer. Here mechanical means are used for magnifications, and we are measuring change in the displacement of an object where stress force is applied. So here majorly we are measuring the displacement so that we can measure the strain as well as later we can measure the stress also. Now next we saw Berry type mechanical strain gauge. So in Berry type mechanism we had one specimen, and the Berry type mechanical strain gauge was seated on that. We had 2 gauges. So one gauge point was fixed, another gauge point was movable. This gauge point was connected to the magnifying lever, which in turn it is connected to the dial indicator. When a tensile force is applied on the specimen, what is happening? There would be change in the displacement. The gauge point which is fixed to the magnifying lever will move. There will be some displacement, and that is magnified by the magnifying lever, and the reading will be shown in the dial indicator. It is the simplest way of measuring the strain in the specimen, in an object. The next we saw some of the advantages of Berry type mechanical strain gauge. The first one was it contains self-contained magnification system. Means magnification system is already installed in it. So it does not need any extra support equipment. No auxiliary equipment is needed as in case of electrical strain gauges. So next we had is it is best suited for static tests. and it is simple in construction and application. Easily we can use, and it is very simple for the construction as well. Next we saw the disadvantages of buried type mechanical strain gauge. The first one was it has high inertia. The next, it is not suitable for dynamic measurements. As I already said, in advantages it is best suited for static test, but in disadvantages it does not suitable for dynamic test. And the third is it has slow response. As soon as the displacement occurs, it needs little time for giving the output. It has slow response. Instantly it won't, like in electrical, it won't give the result. The next is no method is incorporated to record the readings. So automatically the readings are not recorded here. After the one readings, the reading goes. So dial indicator again moves back to the zero itself. Again we have to check the specimen, again we have to take the reading, and the older reading it will not, we are not having any machine to record those readings. So there is no method is incorporated to record automatically. And one more, the major disadvantages is more surface area is occupied required for the specimen for the measurement, because whole machine, whole strain gauge is sitting on the specimen. It requires more surface area. This is one of the disadvantages of mechanical strain gauge. So we saw application. The most buried type application strain gauge we have seen in civil construction, in dams, buildings, tunnels, bridges, where if any crack, if any overload is happening in the bridges, tunnels, dams, in order to monitor those things, we are fixing a strain gauges. So if there is any breakage, any collapsing occurs, before that the strain gauges will give warning, so that we are going and we can correct it. So this is one of the applications of buried type mechanical strain gauge. We saw some sample questions from this session which they may ask in an examination. Assignment I have given as compare electrical strain gauges with mechanical strain gauges. You just compare how they are working, how these are working, where are their application, where are these applications. So compare both electrical strain gauges and mechanical strain gauges. Now let's go for the test. So I'll be giving multiple choice question to you. You write down the answer. Are you ready? Yes, we'll go. The first question is, mechanical strain gauge is also known as. Can you guess the answer before I could give the options to you? Mechanical strain gauge is also known as option A, potentiometer, option B, extensometer, option C, thermometer, option D, wattmeter. Can you guess the answer? What we call for mechanical strain gauge? Write down the answer. The solution is B, extensometer. So mechanical strain gauge is also known as extensometer. We'll go for second question. Dash is used for magnification in buried type strain gauge. For magnification, what we are using to magnify the reading in Berry type strain gauge, what we are using? Option A, gauge points. Option B, pivot. Option C, lever. Option D, dial indicator. For magnification in Berry type strain gauge, which of the following is used? Can you guess? The solution is C, lever. Lever is used for magnification in Berry type strain gauge. I think you all wrote the right answer. We'll go for third question. Mark true or false. Berry type strain gauge is suitable for dynamic measurements. Option A, true. Option B, false. For which type of measurement it is suitable? Berry type strain gauge is suitable for dynamic measurements. Is it true or false? Can you guess the answer? The solution is B, false. Berry type is not suitable for dynamic measurements. Berry type is suitable for static measurements. It is not suitable for, this is one of the disadvantage. We can say Berry type is not suitable for dynamic measurements. It is suitable for only static measurements. Chalo, we'll go for next question. Mark true or false. Berry type strain gauge records readings automatically. Option A, true. Option B, false. Do we have anything to record readings automatically in Berry type strain gauge? Can you guess? Berry type strain gauge records readings automatically. Is it true or false? The solution is B, false. Berry type strain gauge it's not incorporated with any records of readings automatically. It does not have any records of readings automatically. It is false. Let's go for next question. Mark true or false. Berry type strain is best suited for static test. Berry type strain gauge is best suited for static test. Option A, true. Option B, false. Can you guess? Is it suited for static test or dynamic test? Berry type strain gauge is best suited for static test. The solution is option A, true. Yeah, it's true. The Berry type strain is best suited for static test. It's not suited for dynamic, but it is best suited for static test. I would like to end the session with a quote from Martin Luther. He says, "Intelligence plus character is a goal of true education." Thank you.